1080? I don't think so. This is not by any stretch of the imagination 1080. Right, so I'm doing a tech review today, this time a laptop that I got for my birthday a little while back. So I've been using it since, the middle of November. I won't give my actual birth date away yet. It's HP, it's quite a decent computer overall. I'm just going to show you the bottom because you can see the air vents here and here. DVD bit here, there's 2 USB ports here and an earphone jack, standard 1.5mm. Apple, pay attention. There is the power cord adapter there, Ethernet, HDMI, and another USB, and a memory card slot. And that works quite nicely. The actual keyboard itself, first of all, you've got the power button here, which also acts as a reset and sleep mode option. You've got a speaker system here, the B&O, I'll have to look that name up properly because I can't remember what the actual proper term is. But as you can see, it's loading up. There's the HP logo and whatnot. We've got the tracker pad here, standard keyboard, not much to really say here, but you've got mute buttons, volume control included in the function keys and whatnot. And it comes with a Windows 10 as standard. Okay, isn't that nice? And here we are. Now I'm going to have to zoom out a bit so you're going to see quite a few things you wouldn't normally see on my desk. But here we are. I'm quite impressed with this overall. There are a few little naggly things. A little tracker pad here for the mouse. It's off center, which does throw me a little bit initially because the vast majority of laptops that I've seen like this have always had the trackpad slap bang in the middle, and I can't quite see why HP have decided to do that like this, but overall it works absolutely perfectly. I still prefer the versatility of a standard mouse, and of course with 3 USB ports you can put in any kind of mouse you like. It's also compatible with external mics like my Yeti Blue mic, and it works quite well in all regards. There's also plenty of battery saving options. I've actually got the battery saving mode on at the moment. Okay, now I'm just going to go and show you the power options. I'm just changing the lens, production value, and zooming in a bit closer. You'll see I've actually got that green marking there on the battery option. That actually means the power saving mode is actually on. Again, it'll give you a little pop-up box when you actually click on it. As you can see, I've got about 59% of my battery power left. That's 2 hours and 42 minutes. Okay, that little button there basically means the battery saver is on. If you do that, then it turns it off. And now it's telling me I've got 2 hours and 39 minutes remaining. But still 59%. Let's try turning this back on. And it now tells me I have 1 hour and 48 minutes. We'll do that again. Leaves it at 1 hour and 48. And it's back on, and it's now telling me it's 2 hours and 25 minutes. Let's just turn it off again. Now it's telling me it's 3 hours and 36 minutes. And we'll just give that another couple of attempts. Doesn't seem to be making any difference now. So it's now finally decided that I have 3 hours and 31 minutes. This is just one little problem I have with this thing. It's just a little unpredictable as far as the battery save option is concerned. You may very well have to press and unpress that a few times to get a result you're actually happy with, and even then you'll be left wondering if that's actually accurate at all or not. Obviously there's nothing running at the moment. If there was anything running, it would probably be running down even faster. But right now I'll take that 3 hours and 31 minutes as gospel. I can only assume that it may not have had an entirely accurate reading mode, but according to all the tech specs for this should give you, in optimal circumstances, up to 9 hours of battery. It also gives you options to go and alter things such as the brightness and the volume settings. All of those will obviously be factors, but it's still just a bit, disconcerting that you get such a bizarre mix and match there. I'm not going to bore you with every single application of it and all the tech specs. It's got a 1 terabyte hard drive in case you're wondering. The actual tech specs, tell you what, I'll just put them on now. Okay, random, that's good. Pretty impressive. Of course, if you're watching this outside of 2016, you're probably thinking, that's a bit archaic. That's because computers, technology, advances so quickly, as we're all well aware. One thing I will mention though is the webcam. Okay, so you can see me and you can see my camera. Hello, that's me, that's facial recognition kicking in. Do you know what setting this is at? This is 1080p, allegedly. And yet the quality that you can see here is terrible. Tell you what, that's the standard picture. I'll splice that in and join the camera app. Yeah, bugger off you pop things. That's one of the things I really do hate about Windows 10, is that you end up, unfortunately, getting all of these notifications coming up. You know, which is just a little annoying. So let's just take a look at that photo that we've just taken. And there you go, you can see it's terrible. It is grainy, it is horrible. The composition is about as good as it gets when you consider what it is, but c'est la vie. It's supposed to be an HD webcam. Tell you what, let's just do a little bit of recording. Picked up. There we go, that little click means that it is actually recording now, and you can see the counter at the bottom right there. I'll splice this footage in later on, of course, but as you can see, 1080? I don't think so. This is not, by any stretch of the imagination, 1080. It's not the actual quality of the actual stream itself either. No, because when I've played YouTube videos on this, it plays them quite nicely. It plays them very, very well. But one of the most bizarre things, as you watch this on the actual, on the actual camera itself, you'll notice that everything's recorded mirror image. Now when I took that photo earlier, you'll have seen that it's flipped everything back over the way it is, and likewise the recording from a webcam will basically flip it over again. This is you can see, in front of the camera itself and being mirrored on the webcam, just ever so slightly slowly. But yeah, it's a bit grainy, it's a bit disjointed. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you one of my more recent YouTube videos just to show you the picture quality somewhat. Any second now it will load up and you'll be able to hear my beautiful voice being played off this speaker system here, which will of course be played through your speaker system, which means you won't get the actual proper sound quality, proper sound experience of this. Something's good on with my Wi-Fi. YouTube. If you're watching this, the chances are you might be watching it on some other social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and so on. I think that's enough of that, don't you? So as you can see, the image quality is absolutely fine in all regards. There's no problems with it at all, except that I have obviously picked a really inopportune moment to freeze my face. Kind of looks like I've just realised that I'm being looked at by one other person, namely myself in this case. And I've been caught doing something rather embarrassing, namely a YouTube video. Oh, yeah, don't give up the day job. But of course, as I was saying earlier, it's got allegedly a 9-hour battery, it's got allegedly a 1080p webcam, which is obviously just up in the corner there. In the corner, oh there. One of these days I will be able to English properly. That's not the corner, that's the middle, the top middle of the actual display piece. If of course you're going travelling, it's probably best to just turn it off. Okay, that's a power saver mode just going in. What I've noticed in this record though is that even though it's gone into power saving mode, okay, you can set those yourself, even when it does actually completely turn itself off, this is just a screen going dead, it doesn't always power everything down altogether. You'll always hear just a little bit of a noise which suggests there's something else going on. Now obviously that will extend the battery life, but if you're actually taking this away with you to work on different projects, it's obviously best just to turn the damn thing off again. Or alternatively, make sure you have the power brick. Okay, standard power brick, which will probably be compatible with other machines as well. You've got this little bit here that looks like it belongs on an electric kettle, and so on. It's a nice piece, it looks slick, it looks stylish. You're free to customise it by putting stickers on here like everybody else seems to do. You can extend the memory by putting in an SD card. You can transfer files that way as well. It's got Wi-Fi connections and so on. It is all in all, apart from a disappointing webcam and a somewhat suspicious power reading method, it's a pretty damn decent piece of kit. So, can I recommend it? Yes. Can I also recommend that certain improvements be made? Yes. The webcam and the battery management, because those just don't seem to be as advertised. Everything else, absolutely perfect. It's doing quite nice as far as I'm concerned. I'm just gonna open it up, move it into frame a bit more. I'm gonna zoom out a bit. Probably should have used a wider angled lens. I think that's what I'll do instead. We'll start over.